Good evening, Merci Rodriguez, week 3 for MPA 580. Um, this week we are doing a presentation on Code of Ethics. So this week for our multimedia presentation discussion board, we were asked to look at our Code of Ethics in our profession and in our religion. So um, as a public administrator at a local agency, I choose to use my code of ethics on a daily basis with the Society of Human Resource Management, otherwise known as SHRM. Um, so what they stand for is a couple of things. There's probably a handful of their code of ethics that they hold us to, and one of them is professional responsibility and professional development, ethical leadership. Obviously, we are managing our human resource process and processes and staff. Um, Part of their code of ethics is about fairness and justice and our conflict of interest and our overall use of information. So their code of ethics is very specific to human resource management. I am Christian, born and raised Christian. So I feel like our Christian and our code of ethics, not necessarily with my actual church, but with the Bible, specifically with Ten Commandments. That is my code of ethics. That's how I hold myself to my ethics with biblical verses. So our Ten Commandments can be found in the book of Exodus in chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. And the Ten Commandments, it's basically for Christians, our core principle for living. It's how we honor God. Um, the Ten Commandments is how we respect others, how we ensure that we're upholding truth and justice for all. And with that comes a sense of humility. It comes with servant leadership. And I just think as Christians, we are called to show and exhibit love and joy and peace and kindness and goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and a sense of self-control. So I think, to answer the next question, we were asked, do these two ethical frameworks agree? Yes, they most definitely agree. Our as a public administrator, as a public servant in a local agency, we are asked to display a certain code of ethics daily, in every single aspect of my job. And as a Christian, we're showing others this is what Christianity looks like. This is what a Christian person, this is how we act and feel and do with servant leadership as well. Um, and then we were asked for this week, what two theories thus far that we've um, learned about in chapters 1 through 6 that would apply? Which theories would apply to these two ethical frameworks? And I actually found two of them did. Obviously, the virtue theory would definitely apply. But I also thought of utilitarianism, that theory just with the theory of overall happiness, how we get there, and the how we maximize the most benefit to the most people with overall happiness. That's literally what Christianity, what part of Christianity is, or a lot of it is, and how we even as a public administrator in my job, how I get the most benefit to the maximum people is something that I do daily and how we display that. With the virtue theory, that was a simple one as well, just trying to have that positive organizational culture in our duties as a public servant, but also as a Christian. How we lead by example with the virtue theory, it talks about that. Leading by example with our dignitaries, with our council, with our community, with our residents, with our staff, and with other fellow Christians. So not only do they both agree the ethical frameworks, in my opinion, but these two theories would definitely apply. So in conclusion, I do feel that with um, HRM and Christian Code of Ethics, they both do emphasize on our duty to act fair and responsible, to have respect for all, to act in a confidential way every day and with all that we encounter. So that is my presentation. Thank you so much.